Welcome to parents, family, and friends of soon-to-be graduates of the Maryland Institute College of Art. My name is Freddie Gross, and I am chair of the Board of Trustees of MICA. Over the last 25 years, it's been my privilege to serve as one of the many stewards of this great college. There have been remarkable changes over the last decade here at MICA, and many of them have happened during your tenure. Over the last 10 years, with the visionary leadership of our president, trustees, faculty, and staff, we've raised over $75 million and implemented a strategic plan that has changed the face of MICA. This campaign supported an expansion of MICA's curriculum, campus, student body, endowment, and national profile. We are now attracting the best faculty and best students of art and design nationally and internationally. You should know because you're one of them. Our programs reflect a truly global and diverse perspective. We are recognized as one of the best art colleges in the world. All of this has prepared MICA to shape a new vision for the art college of the 21st century. As you accept your diploma today and go out into the world to develop your intellectual property and polish your brand, remember that you make a living by what you earn, and you make a life by what you give. And I encourage you to continue to give back to the communities throughout the world where you are going to be relocating, or if you're staying in Baltimore, we would love you to continue to give back to the Baltimore community. And we would love to welcome you back as part of our Alumni Association, because you are now part of the MICA future. Your stewardship is what we need to keep our vision strong. Congratulations to each and every one of you. I would like now to introduce the president of MICA, Fred Lazarus.
Good afternoon, and let me add my welcome to Freddie's, and thank you all for being with us. This is a wonderfully special event at MICA, this December graduation, and the reception and the exhibition, because it really reflects the intimacy that we really try to maintain, even though we have grown significant over time. Unlike the May graduation, it is small and allows us to have a much more personal relationship. In many sense, to me, this is really what MICA is all about. I want to thank all the family and friends and faculty who are here for being with us and for your support of our graduates during their tenure here, and hopefully you will continue to provide that support. Your support has been really important to our education and their development as artists. Their success is to a great extent due to the family and friends who have supported them throughout their tenure here, before they got here, and really does add dramatically to their ability to go forward into the world and be successful artists and designers. I would like now to ask the students to join me to stand and turn around and applaud your family and parents for what they have done for you, and let us all join in thanking them. To those of you who are graduating, I agree with Freddie, and I want to add to her remarks and comment on the fact that during your time here, MICA has made many changes and grown dramatically. And certainly each of you in your own way has contributed to that growth and to those changes and allowed us to become the college that we are today. Increasingly, MICA's success is built upon the reputation that you all would garner as alums. The alums who are out there, one of whom is going to be your speaker today, really do establish who we are as a college. And one of the things that is very, very important increasingly to us as a college is the involvement of those alums in so many different ways to support not only the college, but particularly the students who are here. Hardly a week goes by these days that an alum does not come back on campus and participate in some way or another in programs here as a visiting artist, lecturer, or in some other way to participate and meetings and other kinds of things as we continue to develop the college. We hope that you, as graduates, will continue to be involved with this college. Think of the role that you can play in mentoring those who come behind you and become involved, working either here or wherever you happen to be in the country to help your future alumni become as strong as you are today. The world of the artist today is changing just as fast as MICA is changing. The world is very, very different than what it was when you came in. There are new media, new opportunities, new jobs, new roles being played by artists every single day. And it is often not as supportive as the environment that you've just been experiencing here at MICA. However, we really do believe that each of you has developed the strength of character and the skills to be unbelievably successful in that world that's out there. And I know that you will take on the challenges that you face the way you've taken on challenges while you were here, and be able to master those situations and do exceptionally well. All of us look forward to hearing from you regularly to know more about your plans and your successes, and we hope that you will keep in touch with us as you move forward with your lives. It's now my pleasure, to introduce my colleague Ray Allen, our provost, who has really been the architect who has developed the curriculum and program of MICA over many, many years. And he will in turn introduce our speaker, Ray.
Thank you, Fred. I want to firstly join Chairman Gross and President Lazarus in congratulating you all. I know this is perhaps one of the most exciting days in your life. And at the same time, I'm sure that there's probably a little bit of anxiety about what comes next, right? And how you translate what you learned here into that real world out there. So I want to, this is our last chance, I think, to give you advice. So, so you'll listen patiently and see if it means anything. I just had a conversation with one of our faculty, and he was talking about the difference between art students and engineers and how they think and how they work in the world. And I was also hearing President Lazarus say that you have what you need to succeed in the world. And indeed you do. You may not believe you do right now. It may be a little anxiety-inducing a moment, but you do have that. And it occurred to me that one of the reasons you may not believe that is because the most powerful thing you have is perhaps the thing you take most for granted. And that was the germ of the conversation I just had with Jim Revell. And that is your ability to engage the creative process, your ability to know how to continue to learn, your ability to know how to continue to develop yourself, your ability to take the skills and experience you have now and translate them in ways that allow you to creatively adapt to new challenges. You take that for granted, but I can tell you a lot of corporations are finally tuning into the importance of that and the place it has in the environment. So some of you will leave here and you'll go out and you'll do exactly what you thought you were going to do. You know, you'll have that job you thought you were going to have. But I will tell you, I will bet you that many of you will find yourself somewhere in the near future, or maybe several times in your lifetime, being confronted by opportunities you could have never imagined. And it will be those moments when you'll be able to call upon what you learned here, what you developed here as artists, and transform them into creative responses that turn that challenge into an opportunity. So do remember that as you go forward. Don't take for granted what you have here. You really are very special. And I can think of no person who better exemplifies what I'm talking to you about than today's speaker. Reggie Wells is a graduate of MICA, as Fred said, an alum, as you will soon be. He graduated from MICA a little while ago, though, 1971. MICA was a much smaller place then, and like many of the students who were here at that time, Reggie was a Baltimore native, grew up here in Baltimore. He graduated with a BFA in art education, and immediately upon getting out of here, went and worked in the Baltimore City school system. For 3 years, he taught art in high school. He had, I guess, what were characterized as slightly eccentric ways of going about teaching that raised many eyebrows. And at the same time, he won Teacher of the Year 3 consecutive years in a row. Somewhere in there, during that process, however, an inner voice told him it was time to move on. And he went to New York City and put a life together doing some fashion illustration and beginning to work for Macy's in its cosmetic department. And it was during that period when he came in touch with his real calling, a calling that has now made him probably one of the preeminent makeup artists in America. It was also during that time that he came back to Baltimore often enough to decide that he should present Oprah Winfrey. Now, I don't know how many of you know that Oprah Winfrey started here. Yeah. Well, he contacted Oprah Winfrey and said, "I'd love to do a makeover for you," and she repeatedly told him no. And it wasn't until she went to Chicago that he was contacted and asked to come to Chicago and do a makeover for her. The rest is history. He's done the makeup for Oprah for many years. He's responsible for her makeup on more than 100 covers of O Magazine. He's also done the makeup for people you may have heard of, like Beyonce, Shakira, somebody named Michelle Obama, Shaka Khan. He's without question the makeup artist to the stars. So I'm pretty sure that if you had asked Reggie when he was a student here if someday he would be makeup artist to the stars, he would have said no. But I'm sure if you ask him now, he will tell you that what he learned here gave him the foundation he needed to take advantage of that opportunity when it came along and turn it into his creative life's work. So join me in welcoming Reggie Wells, if you will.